Dear students, a warm welcome to all of you for the second session on Android programming. I hope all of you have developed your first Android application. And today I'm going to demonstrate the use of Image Tool and Spinner Tool in Android Studio. Along with these tools, I'll be also showing how to generate color dialog box in Android Studio. Let's get started with the new Android Studio project. As usual, create an empty activity. And I'll be giving the name for my project as Spinner and image demonstration. Then the language that I choose is Java. And next click on finish. First, we have to design user interface. Let us see how to use image tool and spinner tool. Click on activity underscore main.xml and then click on design. It will take some time to show the design page. So wait for some more minutes. It requires constant internet connection. Okay, now the page has appeared. Now it is your task to design your user interface. I'll be deleting this hello world text box. Next, go to palette, click on common. And then you have to choose image view tool to insert an image into your user interface. So before inserting an image into your user interface, you have to bring that image into your project. So let us bring that image into your project. So while adding an image into your current project, one thing you have to make sure is your image name should always begins with smaller alphabet. Okay, so here have stored an image with the name images. So just you have to drag this image and drop it into your project. So while placing your image into your project, make sure your image will be placed under resource tab, RES tab, and then under resource, select drawable folder. So you have to make sure that you're placing an image in this drawable folder. Just drag and drop your image into this folder. So now you have a new pop-up window will appear. So in this, you have to browse a drawable folder. As I told you, your image should be placed under this drawable folder. Sometimes by default, drawable -v24 will be selected. So if your image is placed within this folder, you will be not able to see the image that has been dropped into your project. So always make sure that your image is placed within this drawable folder and your image name begins with smaller alphabet. Then click on OK. Now click OK. Okay, so the image that you are going to insert in this user interface will be stored in this drawable folder. Just to make sure whether it is inserted, click on this drawable and now you can see images.jpg is inserted under this drawable folder. So now what we will do is, after bringing an image into your project, now click on palette. So I'll be adding a special layout into this user interface that is called linear layout. So linear layout vertical. Just drag this layout and place this layout in your user interface and fix up the location for this layout. So above the constraint layout, you are placing linear layout. So when you use linear layout, the items that you are going to place it in this window will be arranged vertically, arranged vertically. So I'll be demonstrating that also. And now, after dragging and placing linear layout into your current user interface, now go to common and click on image view. This image view tool is used to insert an image in the user interface. Drag this image view and place it in the window. And as soon as you drag and drop, a new window will pop up. So in this, you have to select an image that you have to place it in that image view. So here you can see, have inserted an image called images into this drawable folder. Just select, I'm selecting this image and I'll be clicking OK. So you can see the image has been placed. You can adjust the image according to your requirement. The next thing is you have to include spinner tool. You might have seen in web pages, there are drag and drop down menus. So there will be a list of items. In that list, you have to select only one item. So among many, you have to choose only one. To create such a drop down list, the spinner tool is used in Android Studio. So before using spinner tool, I'll be including a text view to prompt the user to select an information or to select an item from the spinner tool. Okay, so I'll be editing the text here. Select this text view and change the text to select language to proceed. So I'll be prompting the user to select a language from the drop down list that I'm going to create now, so that the next thing can be popped up. Okay. So now, after displaying the text information, see that text will by default reside to the left. To align this text to the center, change the attributes, set the attributes of that text view tool. So I'll be aligning the text to the center, and then I'll be changing the color of the text to green, or to red, so that it is clearly visible to the user. And then I'll be changing the font size, text size to 18 SP, so that it looks a bit bigger. Okay. And next, so after displaying this textual information, now see the use of linear layout. So whatever the items or the tools that you are dragging and dropping are arranged linearly in a vertical fashion. So similarly, you can arrange the items horizontally by using linear layout horizontal tool. Okay. And next I'm going to use the spinner tool. This spinner tool is available under containers tab. So go to click on this containers tab and then select the spinner. Just drag the spinner and place it in this layout. And now you can see the attributes of this spinner. So the ID of the spinner is spinner itself. I'll be not changing the IDs of any of the tools here. So the IDs will be retained as it is. Now have to add items to the spinner. So we will add items to the spinner through coding. Now we are not going to change the attributes of the spinner. So let me retain the attribute as it is. Okay. And now this completes the design part of the second program. And now it is time to code. Now go to main activity.java. Main activity.java. Here you have to write coding to add items to the spinner first. So to add items to the spinner, first you have to create an object of spinner class. So for that, I'll be writing the code spinner. So as soon as you start typing, automatically suggestions will be popped up by the Android Studio. Go with the suggestions, spinner. This is the class, and then I'll be creating an object called SP. Next, I'll be creating a string array called languages. So this string array, because it is an array, have to use braces. So here I'll be storing the values that the spinner has to display for the user. A list of values that has to be displayed when the user click on this spinner tool. Okay, so I'll be including the values, a string values within double quotes. The first value will be select, and the second value, let me give the language name like Java, comma, Kotlin. To develop Android application, we use Java and Kotlin in Android Studio. So I'll be prompting the user to select the language of their choice. Okay, so the second language is Kotlin, first language is Java. So by default, select option will appear in the spinner tool. Hence, I am including that select option in the beginning. Okay, beginning of the string array. And now, after creating this string array, we have to bind this attribute values, that is the array values, language values to the spinner tool. So let us see how to bind this. So first you have to bind the spinner object to the actual spinner. So you will write sp equals to find view by id. So within parenthesis you will write r dot what is the syntax? R dot id dot spinner, right? So r dot id dot spinner. So here spinner is the name of the spinner tool that I have used. That is the ID name. Okay. Since I have not changed the ID name, by default, the ID is spinner. So here I'm using spinner, ID dot spinner. Next, after this, have to add these language values to the spinner. So that you have to create an array adapter. So just follow this code, array adapter AA equals to new array adapter bracket open this comma android dot capital R dot layout after layout you have to write dot simple spinner drop down list. So this will create a drop down list for the user. Okay, so simple spinner drop down list comma, so the items for this spinner is provided through this array, a string array languages. So the name of that array should be passed as the next argument. So I'll write languages. The array name should match here. And next, semicolon. So this will create an array adapter. And now I have to write a array adapter dot set drop down view resource. So this will set the values, and then I have to include Android dot r dot layout dot simple spinner drop down list. Simple spinner drop down list. And next have to write sp dot set sp dot set adapter a. The spinner is set with this adapter. The adapter that we have created is now will be set to this spinner a. Okay. Next, after setting the adapter, next you have to work on the user choice. If the user chooses Java language, then I'll generate a dialog box that you have generated a Java language. If the user selects Kotlin as their language, then I'll generate an alert box saying, just confirming that the user has selected Kotlin as the language. Okay, if the user does not select any option from this spinner, then have to prompt the user to select the language. Okay, or else even if the user just selects the select itself, that is the first option, again have to prompt the user to select the language from the list. Okay, so next thing is we have to check with the item that is selected by the user, whether the user has selected select option or Java or Kotlin option. Based on the selection, I'll be generating a dialog box or some other messages. Okay, so I'll be writing sp dot set I set on item selected listener. Okay, so then I'll be writing new space adapter view. See, as soon as I type, the suggestions will be appearing on the screen. Just go with the suggestions. See, automatically the code block gets created. Okay, and now within this public void on item selected, you have to check with the position of the value that the spinner, see, because this is an array that you are binding to the spinner, so this select will be having an index value 0, Java will be stored at an index value 1, and Kotlin will be stored at the index value 2. Okay, so here public void on item selected, you can see there are some parameters to this function, and one parameter is position. As soon as the item gets selected from the spinner tool, the position of that item will be automatically generated, and it is stored in this position variable, which is of integer type. So now I'll check that check the value of that position variable. Based on that value, I'll make an appropriate decision. If position is not equal to 0, that means it is not select option, not the first option, then what have to do, have to uh, generate an alert dialog box to the user, displaying that displaying which language they have selected. Okay, so I'll be generating a string s equals to, within double quotes, you have opted which language, plus, so the option will be obtained by writing the code parent dot get item at position. So which position, it is pointed out by position variable. Okay, so that is position okay, and you have to convert that value to string, then semicolon. So this string yes will construct a message that has to be displayed to the user in the alert dialog box. Okay, you have opted which language, either Java or Kotlin. Okay, based on the user selection, the message will be constructed here. And next, to generate alert dialog box, I'll be calling alert dialog class dot builder. I'll be creating an object called alert. equals to new equals to new alert dialog. So alert dialog builder. So within parenthesis, I'll write main activity dot this. Main activity dot this. And next, I'll write alert dot set title. I'll be setting the title of the dialog box as alert, because this is just an alert message. Okay. And next, I'll set alert dot set cancellation to true. So you can set this either to true or false. Here I'll be setting to true within double quotes. Sorry, not within double quotes. Directly you will write true. True is a Boolean constant here. True and false are Boolean constant. And next, you will be setting the alert dot the position. So set alert dot set set positive button with a message. So what are the options that alert dialog box should appear? So I want only one option, that is OK option. Just user has to click on OK to disable that alert dialog box, or to completely remove that alert dialog box from the screen. Okay, so I'll be using OK. So on click of this OK option, the alert dialog box will vanish, comma, new dialog interface on click listener. Okay, so this will automatically generate a code. And now within this dialog interface, this will close. And now don't write anything here. Okay, just you have to write semicolon. If semicolon is not there, just place the semicolon. And next, after this semicolon, after this braces and semicolon, just write alert alt dot set message to yes. The message is stored in yes, the string constant, string variable yes. So I'll be displaying that message. And next, I'll write alt dot show. So when you call this method, the alert dialog box will be displayed. Okay, so this completes the if clause. Next is the else part. If the user does not choose any option from the list, okay, then have to generate an appropriate message to the user, insisting him to select an option from the spinner. Okay, so here I'll be not generating an alert dialog box. I'll be generating a message called toast message. So toast is one type of message that appears on the screen for some time period. Okay, so after 2-3 seconds, the message is going to vanish. Okay, such messages we call it as a toast. Let us see how to generate a toast message. To generate a toast message, you have to write toast capital T toast dot make text, then get application context, comma, within double quotes. So which message you want to display, that will be provided within double quotes. So I'll ask the user to choose any one language, any one language from the list. Okay, next, comma, you have to write toast dot capital length short, okay, dot show method. And this completes the code. Okay, so here there is some error. Set title. So not set positive button. Set title. Then within double quotes, I have to write alert. Okay. And there is one more error. Dot show. Dot. Why I'm getting error? Okay. Here also I'm getting one more error because I have not followed the syntax properly. Toast dot make text. After making the text, you have to display. Then you have to call for show method. Okay. So after closing this bracket, then you have to write dot show, not within the bracket. Okay. So now you can see there are no errors in this program. No errors in this program. Okay. Now you can run your application. You can build your application and you can check the output. Okay. I'll be clicking on run button. As usual, it will take some more minutes to build Android application. You have to wait. The Gradle build is running. So this should change to Gradle build is finished and emulator is installed. Gradle build finished. And now it is waiting for the devices to come into picture. See, while building an Android application, have deactivated my antivirus. Make sure your antivirus was disabled. Otherwise, the application will not be built properly because the emulator is not going to be installed and it is not going to be called properly. This antivirus will not allow the emulator to execute. Girls, once you got this install successfully finished message on the window, you can open the application that you have created by clicking on this home button, and in the search bar, search the name of the application that you have created, Spinner. So as soon as I started typing SPIN, it opened, it shows you the application. Just double click on this application. It will launch. Okay, so this is the output of the current application that we have created. By default, in the spinner, select option is visible. But when you click on the select, you were able to see the other options too. Okay, now I'll go with the first option, Java. As soon as I click on this first option, you have prompted with the alert message. You have opted Java. Then to close this alert, I'll just click on this OK button. Okay. Next, if the user selects the first option itself, that is select, then let us see what happens. See, you can see the message that popped up. So that message, we call it as a toast. So the message appears only for few seconds on the screen. So to create such messages, we have used this toast maker text. Okay, so this completes the second application in Android Studio. I hope all of you will follow the instructions and you will create this second application.